Hi, everyone. Hope you're all doing good. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay and see me okay. It's been a while since I have done one of these. I don't know why I thought it was like a few months ago, but it turns out it's been a year. It's been a year since I did live reading sprints, and I have been missing them, so I'm glad to be back. And I'm glad you guys are joining me tonight. Let me know how your day has been so far. It's 7:30 here in Germany right now, so I've already been to work, and it was kind of a weird day. Started off great, but then the afternoon kind of broke me. But now I'm back. I got my energy drink, and I'm ready to read. And if you guys are not sure what all of this is about, reading sprints or productivity sprints are basically just ways for us to chat, be a bit social, and then hopefully have some time together to just read or do anything on your to-do list or whatever you need to do today. Sometimes it's easier if other people are there to hold you accountable for them. And for me, it's the perfect day to start. It's with the camera angle is always weird. For me, it's the perfect day to start my reread of Dark Shores by Danielle L. Jensen, because today is the final. It's the finale is out today. It's the highly anticipated final book of the series. This is one of my favorite series ever, and it's been a few years since this came out. So I have since the last book of the series came out, because there are already 4 books out, and now there's the 5th. And yeah, we needed a couple of years to wait for this one, but now it's out today, actually. And I totally didn't remember that today is the release date when I planned these live sprints. So I was kind of surprised when I was like, let me just do a post on Instagram real quick, and I need to put in like when the final book comes out, and it's today. So I was like, oh, that's actually perfect. So let's just act like I planned this. Hello, starting off with Zodiac Academy. Oh, the novella. So, does that mean that you have already read some of the series and now you're just going back to the prequel novella? I actually haven't read anything of this series. I've heard mixed things, so I'm not sure if it would be something that I would like, but I'm always up to try something new. Hello, good evening. I'm currently reading Hunchback of Notre Dame. Wow, respect. So I can use some company. Are you already a bit into the book, or are you starting it? Is it a reread? Let me know. Hi, sis. I'm currently reading Taylor Jenkins' Read Maybe Another Life. I know you're in your Taylor Jenkins Read era right now, so let me know if you're enjoying that one. I don't think I've read that one yet, so let me know. Just starting the series. Nice. It's always good to just try something, see if it's something that you like, and I think there are like multiple books out in that series, so if you like it, there are like multiple books to read. So that's always good for like binging a series. That's what I'm hoping to do with this one. I had wanted to start this in July, my reread, but life got in the way. And so I'm hoping that today I can actually manage to read quite a bit. I have tapped it in the past, and then the next time that I read it, I put in these little stickers. So I'm wondering what I should do now with my 3rd or 4th reread. I might actually annotate it like in the book and use like colored pens, which I usually never do. So we'll see. Let me see where I was before. I think this was the next comment. 75%. Oh, wow. Into the book. I started for my Paris trip last week. I still need to watch your vlog for that. It looks so good. I thought if there was an opportunity to read it, this is it. That's true. That's true. But 75%, I mean, you're on your like last leg of the book. So hopefully I can help you continue. But it is a bit bigger, the book, right? So not sure if today's sprint will get you till the end, but maybe a fair bit further. Ah, okay, yeah. I heard about this one. That's true. That she does have a read along for this one. So it's always good to have other people reading the same books and just it's always a lot of fun. Even if it turns out that you're not like the biggest fan of the series, it's always fun to just talk about it with other people. Hi, I'm going to be continuing on with my arc and I won't be reading the series, but I'm so excited to have company. Yeah, same, same. The last couple, like the last week was like a lot of work for me and I just ended up not reading anything and just watching TV when it came down to it. So again, hoping that the company will hold me accountable to actually get some reading done. But did you say which arc it is? Let us know. Is it good? Has it come out already, or are you one of the ones that actually gets to the arc before the release date? It's fine so far, but probably not going to be my fave one. That's always a hard choice with her books, but as I feel like I've never read anything by Taylor Jenkins Reid that I haven't enjoyed. So they're always good, but some of them are just top tier. And I'm afraid that you already read the ones that I think are top tier, but we'll see. We'll see. I think I'll finish it tomorrow. Oof, over 600 pages. Wow. That is always so daunting to actually try it and then you're already like so far ahead in the series. With I mean, with these books, they start off small. This is the first book. So Dark Shores is the first. And then you have Dark Skies, which is already a bit longer. Then you have the prequel, which is just a novella. And you have Gilded Serpent, which is already chunky. And now the finale is 750 plus pages long. So, but I mean, it does need that many pages because the whole series gets like there are so many different people that you follow and you have different couples that you have in the first couple of books and so all of them kind of get together in the end, so a lot of plot points still need like a resolution to them, so high hopes, high hopes. Yes, community aspect. I always feel like because I'm on the Patreon of Gavin. Gavin reads it all, and we always do these Christie solve-alongs where we read Agatha Christie books and then try to solve them. And we have live shows where we talk about what we think is going to happen, and then we kind of finish off the book together and find out like who did it. And usually, I'm not really the biggest fan of the books, but just being in the community and talking about it and just solving it together is always so much fun, and it just bumps up my rating a bit, to be honest. It's Cursed by Ari Aaron. Aaron, I would say. I'm around 25% in and absolutely loving it so far. It's YA fantasy. Ooh, so is the series that I'm reading, so maybe I'll look into this. Have I heard of this one before? I'm not sure. And it comes out August 10th. Wow, so you're ahead of the curve. I like it. I like it. Are you coming over here from Arc August? Is that how you knew to come here? Because Arc August, if, for those of you who don't know, it's just a readathon that is happening, and we are trying to get to our advanced reader copies and actually read them and review them and get ahead because we have a lot of them. I do too. I have such a huge backlog of books to read, and I really want to get to them. And looking back on the books that I didn't get to like before release date, I feel so guilty, but I also have so many where now I'm like I need to get to them because they sound amazing and I haven't heard anybody talk about them. And so I kind of need to go back and read those. And I heard like on my let me just on my August TBR video, people commented that they would totally be fine with having vlogs about books that came out a long time ago, like 2 to 5 years. They would be fine with it and they would actually enjoy that. So I might have to figure out like a time to just prioritize those so that it's not just new releases and the new shiny thing, but other books that have been out for a while and or maybe hidden gems. I really hope that finale will be all you're hoping for. Yes, me too. Me too. And it's going to be interesting because the author, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Danielle L. Jensen. She is best known for her romantasy that has come out over the last few years. And that is kind of why she had to put this one on hold because everybody was raving about the Bridge Kingdom, for example. And so I feel like her writing has changed quite a bit since writing this YA story. And I am hoping that she kind of sticks to the writing style in this series before going back to her romantasy and writing more of that. So I'm hoping that she can like keep the same writing style in that one. But I'm sure she will. I'm sure she will. She's amazing. Mm. Oh, that sounds really cool. Yes, yes. Hi, Patricia. I hope you're all well. I'm reading the tandem read for Throne of Glass and Zodiac Academy. Ooh, that is good. Are you planning on doing one sprint, one book, and then the other sprint, the next book? Or what are your plans? Do you have a certain amount of pages that you need to read? I have to admit, I never finished Throne of Glass, and it's one of the most like cringe things that I can say because it's one of my favorite series, and I never finished it. So I've been meaning to reread the books and then continue on for a very long time, and that's I want to prioritize that this year as well. Arc August, yes, I think that's how I found you. Right, yeah. Thank you for coming over here. Mm-hmm. Trying to get used to looking at all the different things on my page here. Hey y'all, I'm starting Taking Over by Brandon McCartney today, hoping to have it done at the end of the sprint. Nice. How much further do you have to go? And is it a good book? Are you enjoying it? Gavin's Discord. Sorry, I've probably seen you on the sprints if you've been there for a while, but me and names and now seeing the face actually a bit bigger than just on my TV when I'm at like during Gavin sprints. So yes, hello. Okay, so I caught up with comments. It's so much fun having all of you guys here. But let's get into the first sprint. Let me just okay. For 2 days. Okay. So you came at a time when he just went on vacation. So that's kind of why I picked today to be sprinting day because I thought that usually he does Tuesday reading sprints. And so I came in here to just have somewhere where people can go if they were missing Gavin because he's in, I think, Norway right now. So um, there you go. I thought I would start with 50 minutes and then we'll just quickly catch up after like what we're reading, how we did. Yeah. Hope you guys have an amazing sprint and I will see you guys in 50 minutes. Hi guys, welcome back. That's that's too close. How did your sprint go? Let me know if you actually managed to read something or did you get distracted? I did at the beginning, to be honest, because I saw that the author of the book that I'm reading right now, Danielle L. Jensen, she has a giveaway, and I was like, "Ooh, need to take part." So fingers crossed, because she has like a signed copy of the final book and also um, a special edition of the novella that isn't really available anywhere else. So I'm hoping to get that one. We'll see. Um, yeah, let me know how far you came with your reads. I managed to read 38 pages, and I actually did start like annotating a bit. And I actually I thought of using like highlighters, but I just used a normal pen so that I can actually write down some things. And I already marked like when I knew something is foreshadowing something else coming later, and I'm already so happy being back in this world. And just like 38 pages in, there's so much world building, there's so much setting up the plot, and the characters are already so much fun again. And I laughed out loud at some points. And we already met not only the female main character, but also the main character. If you guys don't know what Dark Shores is about, I'll quickly just say this is about an empire who has taken over a whole continent, and they have set their sights on the other continent that they think exists over across the seas, but no one can cross the seas except for one nation who's like seaworthy and who knows the secret of crossing. And they always have this mantra that East must never meet West. And our main character is one of these pirates who knows the secret, and she wants to help her friend, and that is kind of where the story starts. And yeah, I just love it. It just goes from the very much heartwarming hope to help a friend to something very big very quickly. And I just love all the characters. And like I said, you have in the second book, you have other characters as the main characters, but they are already introduced in this part. So yeah, really love this one. And I'm always so glad going into a reread of a favorite book that when it's just as good as when you first read it. And yeah, and only like 5 minutes in I remembered that I have the audiobook, so that's kind of why I scrambled at one point and took out my phone, because I remembered I have the audiobook. So that always helps me yeah, focus on the book and getting through it. um, I actually skipped a comment before, so I'm really sorry I didn't see it before. Oh, let me just quickly stop the banner. And this was about the book that you're starting taking over. And then you said that it's probably going to be a quick read because it's set up in text messages. Is it only text messages? Because sometimes that works for me, but sometimes it doesn't. I'm not the biggest fan of just letters and stuff. So let me know. Did you manage to get some reading done of this one? Mm. And then also Grace is here. Hi. Listening to The Tides of Time by Sarah M. Eden, currently 24% in. Love that we both have books with water in the title. I just started The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. It sounds good. Is it a perfect marriage though? Or is that only what it seems like? Popping in to say hi, found you through Arc August. Hello. Let me know what you're reading. Summoned by Kitty. Yes. Thank you, Kitty. And a welcome. managed 19 pages. There was a lot going on in the chapter. Then now, in the next chapter, we are back to some random excursion of Hugo's. You know, sometimes that works when there's like a different style or a different like tempo to the whole story, but sometimes it's kind of jarring. So hopefully you still find it entertaining. I'm now on 33%. I fear the series might be my new obsession. Ooh, okay, nice. I will have to check that one out then. Definitely. I made it to page 617 of 685 in Wrath by John Gwynne. Can't think about anything else until I finish. Let me think. Is that the last? I think that's the last one, right? That is the finale of the quartet. I started Ruin for the read-along of Becca and the Books, whatever it's called again. But then I didn't manage to read it in time. But I do want to go back because I wasn't the biggest fan of book 1. I think I gave it like 2.5 stars. The sequel was better. I feel like you kind of see his talent in writing like so much better. And then everybody's in love with Ruin, but it actually ruined people. So I'm kind of hesitant in going back. But yeah, Wrath, that's the last book. So hopefully you enjoy it. And that means you probably will finish it maybe today, tomorrow. That would be good. I'm almost done with my book. I'll probably start a new one in the next sprint. Nice. I love when you can just go from one book into the next. I didn't get to the book as I was eating dinner. Fair. I still have to figure out what to eat as well. It's probably going to be a late dinner for me. Text messages and emails. It's written by a rapper. It's repetitive as well, so it is breezing by. Probably have like 10 minutes left of reading it. So is it almost like if it's like lyrical? Because sometimes you have like sorry, words are escaping me right now. If it's like in prose, you know what I mean. Sometimes you have like a different style in books. It would be interesting to see if it has like an audiobook and how that would be rendered. Sorry, sometimes words are escaping me. Victor Hugo is truly the master of rambling, so I went in expecting that. Sometimes if you know it beforehand, it's easier to get through, and sometimes it's also easy if you know they're just rambling. You're just like, okay, let's just get through it, and hopefully you'll pick out the most important aspects of it. It's the last one of the 4-book series, yes. So hopefully you enjoy it and it's a good ending. I have heard good things about like the finale of it. Yeah. I'm not the most... wait, where is it? There it is. Are you guys reading a lot of classics? Because I used to think that I needed to read classics because of like university and everything. You kind of have this need to know all the old classics, but then I noticed that I really don't enjoy the German classics because my studies were in German literature. So I kind of stopped. But maybe I need to pick up some like British classics. Let me know if you have like a favorite one. The first one is called Rain. If you or anyone else here want to check it out, this arc is the second one and it's only duology. I highly recommend. Ooh, that's good to know. I like duologies. I feel like last year I started loving them because you kind of, sometimes you need more than one book to get everything out of the characters and their relationships and the world. But sometimes like 3 books in a series is just too much because then you have like the second book syndrome where you're kind of like about the sequel. So sometimes 2 books is just perfect for a series. Very lyrical and ultra positive. It is essentially him rambling on about how to live a positive life. It gives 15-year-old diary, if that makes any sense. Totally. But in a good way, because 15-year-olds, that could also be very like down and like tragic and and depressing. with some diary entries, I guess. But if this one is like very positive, that sounds really good. I might have to check that one out. Okay, caught up with the comments. Are you guys ready for another sprint? Let me check. That's not the one I want. This is the one I want. So we'll just go ahead and read for 50 more minutes, and I hope you guys have a very productive sprint, whatever you're doing. See you in 50 minutes. Hi guys, welcome back. How did you do? I reached page 75, so really happy. It's so good. I always love when you just find yourself in that world again, and it's just as good as it used to be. I found these. These were, I think, incentives for the third book in a series, like pre-order incentives. Their character art for. Love these. There's already like so like high stakes in this. I love it. Let me know how you guys did. Hoping to start Thorn season. Nice. Did you start? Did you get anything read from this? 25 pages of the Veiled Throne. Only read a couple of pages, got distracted. Fair. Started Skin by Roald Dahl, and I think I might have to take a break and watch The Gilded Age. I keep seeing clips and it looks good. Gilded Age. What is that? I haven't heard of it. 22 pages this time. Nice. I read quite some classics when I studied English in the years after. Not much nowadays, but want to read some this year. This is from before our sprint when I asked if people are reading classics, because I used to, but not so much anymore. And I was wondering if I'm missing out. Have you by any chance read The Magic Mountain by Thomas Mann? Did you like it? I have not. I have not read it. But yeah, I don't know. German classics don't really do it for me. I don't know. Old white men. um, I mean, they're classics for a reason, I guess, but I feel like I analyzed too many of them during like high school and university. So I can't just read them without being analytical. So I don't know. I might have to try some. Did you read it? Did you like it? Persuasion, War and Peace. War and Peace. Wow. Okay, that's huge though, right? Persuasion. I might have to try. I have not read that one. I saw the movie adaptation of it though, and I liked it. 32% into the Tides of Time. Nice. You were at 24 before, right? That's a good amount of done in the sprint. I will always love E.T.A. Hoffmann. I don't think I've read anything by them, so I might have to remember this and go back to it. But let's be honest, I'm very basic in what I read, and right now I'm just again in my fantasy era. I love it, and I'm getting better and better at finding what works for me, and also to maybe DNF books that just aren't working for me or that I think might just be like 3 stars, which isn't a bad rating, but I don't know. I want all the 4 and 5 star reads that I can get. And like lately, I haven't regretted putting down any books that just didn't give me that vibe. Sometimes I just look up reviews and see if what they're saying matches my opinion of it. And if they're like, but it changes over the next 100 pages, or if no, I might pick it back up. But if they're like, yeah, it just keeps going like that, then I don't want to waste my time, if that makes sense. Because it might be a fine enough read, but I just want that giddy, happy feeling that I have right now with books that I love. So I don't regret putting books down, and also admitting that sometimes certain tropes just don't work for me, or certain subgenres. So lately it's been, for example, romantasy. If it's like too spicy, or if it just is a bit too much in their heads and there's just too much like tension between them, and you have like every thought on the page, then that's just not for me. I always love like Slow burn, I like when the situation or like the character's actions give you hints about what they're thinking, and I don't need every thought like on the page, if that makes sense. I kind of want to read it because Olga, not going to try to pronounce that, has a book that revisits the Magic Mountain, and I'm unsure if I want to read the Magic Mountain for it. Mm, have you seen reviews where it says if you need to know the original, maybe just go in to read like the retelling of it, and if you think that's interesting enough, then go ahead and find like the source material? Because sometimes a retelling, if you don't know what the original plot is, I mean, that it means that it can surprise you. And sometimes it is okay to just read what other people have done with the original and how they retold it. I don't know. And imagine that you don't like the retelling, then you don't need to read the mountain, like the Magic Mountain one. I read to make me happy, so I will DNF if it's not for me too. Nice, yeah. I used to think that I need to finish everything just so that I can say I read it, but I feel like if I'm 30% in and I already speed read through it, or just have the audiobook on in the background, and I couldn't even tell you any connection that I have to a character, then why bother? Like, this is supposed to be fun, this is supposed to be a hobby. And even as a reviewer, I can just be like, no, that's not worth my time. I might see what other people like about it, but it's just not for me. Okay. It is getting dark here. It's already 20 minutes before 10, and I still need to eat something. So I might actually use this next sprint to eat something and then continue with my book. I kept up with the annotating, and I already love all the Easter eggs of the other books in the series. And it's going to be fun to see if the author was good enough to remember all of the small hints that she put in. She probably was. So we can see them in the upcoming books. I really, really wish I could DNF. I only ever soft DNF, but I always pick it back up. That was me for a very long time. But then I noticed that I put things down, like softly DNFing and then never picking it back up. And that's basically DNFing. And so now I'm trying to make a conscious decision to DNF. And sometimes I say it's a soft DNF, but then at the end of the month, I noticed that I had such an amazing reading time with other titles that I wouldn't even want to go back into that story. So that helps me to say, okay, this really is a hard DNF. And also, like, just looking at my TBR, like my physical TBR and everything that I want to read digitally as well, sometimes I have to be like, okay, I can't read all of it. I will never have enough time in my life to read all of it. I think I could read like four or 5 years straight and still have enough books to read on my shelves if I look at how many books I read in a month or in a year. And even then I would have leftovers. So every time I do an unhaul or every time I decide to DNF a book, I think, is this a priority? Would I ever prioritize this book over other books? And if the answer is no, then I can just let it go. And again, sometimes I look up reviews just to make sure why people would rate it a certain way, good and bad. If the rating isn't high, then I look up if the issues that they have with it are something that I would be bothered by it as well. Or else, like, if the rating is really good, I try to see like why they are hyped, and if that's something that I would be excited about as well, or if again it's something that I couldn't be bothered with. So just try to DNF more maybe and see if that helps you with your overall enjoyment of reading. Because I think like I noticed it in July. It was in July. during summer. Was it Summerween? I forgot again. But I think during Summerween I read like a witchy book, and I thought it would be a really amazing read, and but then I put it down and picked something else up, and that was just an amazing read, and I had so much fun. And just from going from this is fine, let's just get through this book, to oh my god, I can't stop reading this, and I have so like many happy moments, and during this read just really helped me see that I needed to change how I look at DNFs. But you're not alone with having problems with DNFing. I mean, it's a choice, and I guess if you don't have to DNF, don't if you don't want to. And it's also sometimes, is it because you already put in the effort of starting a book and you think that you need, or like because you paid for a book that you think that you need to pick it back up? I don't know. Yeah. An English language translation of a collection of Hoffman stories. Nice. It's always interesting, for example, to see if the translation also does something to the work to make it more appealing or less appealing. Because sometimes when I read a German translation, I notice if it's not done well, I notice like where the mishaps are. And I'm like, okay, this is how it was probably in English, and that's how they changed it, and it just doesn't work in German. But sometimes I read a book and the translation is perfect, and I'm like, I need to read the English version just to see if it even adds something. I don't know. Sometimes translators are amazing. So yeah. Hi. Sprint hopping from an SS. I actually looked into the sprint as well during that sprint. So I hopped over there just to say hi and press that like button for them as well. I love having so many people to follow who do live sprints, like reading sprints. It's always so interesting to see everybody being so different during their sprints. Some really are very strict about how long they do the chatty bits. Others just ramble on. Sometimes, especially like on Patreon, where the like the followers are like, it's this very small group, but we see each other like every week, so it kind of gets weird sometimes. Other people are very like calm during their sprints. Others are like crazy or have other people join. I always love the different vibes and energies, and it's great to have the options of just jumping from one to another just to see like what you need at that moment. Sometimes I just have them on in the background and maybe even mute them sometimes just to have people there in the background to just not be alone. My TBR is over 400 books long. I wish I had your way of thinking because there's no way I have time to read them all anyway. Exactly. So I use the way that I shelve my books to already prioritize some of them. So I have my like TBR cart, but then I have like a shelf where I'm like, these are the ones that I wouldn't mind getting to. And then all of the books in this room are like things that I would really love to get to at some point in the near future. And then in my other room, I have this huge shelf where I put everything that will probably get unhauled at some point or that I wouldn't miss. But I can't really let go of at this moment in time. Sometimes they switch, but sometimes I just find books and I'm like, I wanted to read this years ago and it's just not working for me anymore. And why like keep hold of it? But yeah, when people have like lists and videos where they're like, these are all the books that are unread on my shelves, and I can't do that because the other room I couldn't really go in there. That would be just too embarrassing. Yes, I hope that it's translates. I hope that it is translated well as well. Wow. It has been a long day. Sorry. Words are difficult. All of the above, and I feel so bad too. Yeah, yep. I mean, even on a small TBR, I have to learn to deal with the I will never get to all the books I want to read reality. We need more time. Yes. Why do we need to work? Why do we need to like go outside and meet people? Ugh. Let's just stay in and read. But then there are again days where I should read, where I could read, and I just ignore all my books and do nothing. And that's okay as well. For me, it just kills me to not know the ending. I once tried to DNF a library book I hated, but it drove me up the wall and I had to check it out again and finish it. True, true. I have that too, to be honest. And the way that I deal with it, sometimes it depends. For example, if it's a standalone thriller, for example, I might finish it because I feel like my rating and my feel about a book depend, like for a thriller, for example, depends on the ending. There, how it's all resolved in the end. If I know it's like a huge fantasy series, then and I'm at the like I'm starting the first book and I'm not vibing with it, then I'm like, do I really want to not only read this book but a huge like a whole series of it? Do I really care enough? And so, especially like with a series, you know that you don't get all the answers in one book. So I'm like, nope, that's too much energy, too much money to spend on something that I'm not enjoying. Um, Sometimes, if I'm intrigued enough about the plot, but I'm just not vibing with the writing style, then I will maybe skim the rest just to see how it ends. But I get it because I'm like that as well because I would read more of it just to see how it goes. But yeah, sometimes that's just not worth it. Mm. Oh yeah, and sometimes if I really don't want to continue, I just look at reviews that have spoilers in them on Goodreads, and then I'm like, oh, thank God I didn't waste my time. That always helps. It's very different from English British stories. It's a really interesting contrast. I mean, that's true though. German storytelling is very different, and I feel like you have that with other translated works as well. I always see that like with like Japanese translations or like from Japanese or like even Korean. There's this whole what's it called, healing fiction hype right now. That isn't like my kind of reading. Like I tried some, it's just not for me. Um, but it's great to see other people finding joy in these kinds of books that are so different because the whole culture is different and the way of telling a story is different. So I really love that we have the opportunity to actually read them. I always find it so fun when I see a translated German book somewhere. Like if I see someone reading a German author, and I don't know, it's so weird because it's like there are so many German people, and I'm like, oh, it's German. I don't know if I'm the only one who's weird like that. Mm, yeah, exactly. I would always hate people for reading like the last page, but I mean, if it helps you like scratch that itch. That's fair. I mean, if you already have like an interest in something and then you just go back to see the original work for it, that's good. And that's great. Like, if you see, like, that's good why we have adaptations, like to see what else is out there that we might have not picked up otherwise. I once DNF'd a book with 10 pages left because I was like, I don't even care about knowing the end anymore. Oh my God, that is hardcore. That, like, hats off to you. That is amazing. But did you like look at the last page or did you really just not care anymore? I mean, 10 pages. I guess that's just the epilogue, right? That's hardcore. Oh, I'm the other way. I just DNF'd like a bunch of books where I read like 8 pages. And I was like, I hate this voice. I hate being in their head. I don't want to be in their head for 350 pages. I'm not gonna lie, it was the translation of the is it Holly Jackson, the one where she has to solve her own murder, the new one, and it just annoyed me from page one. And she was, and it says like in the synopsis, it's like she doesn't even know, or she didn't even know that she had enemies, and I'm like, I'm her enemy after 8 pages. I want to kill her. It's like I don't even. I'm for everybody else killing her. It's fine. I don't know why my brain works this way, but I literally have to finish a whole series or I'll get really bad anxiety. It's so dumb. Hopefully, I'm not alone. I mean, that's totally fine. I mean, if that's how your brain works, that's how you do it. I mean, nothing is right or wrong. It just means that you're like loyal to your reading. And that's good. Sometimes I am as well, and sometimes I regret picking up the next book in the series, and sometimes the series gets better, and I'm really happy that I stuck with it. When the moon hatched, and I still have that on my TBR. Oh my god, and it looks so good. That's why I bought it, but now everybody's kind of hating on it. So I might have to try it and DNF. That's also what I'm trying to do this month because I am doing arc August. And like I said, I have so many books, so many arcs that I still need to get to. And so I was very much allowing myself to DNF um, in the beginning of the month. I was like kind of like, yeah, I'll try a lot and just see if they are still if I'm still vibing with them. But if I'm not, there you go. I can leave a review saying this is not my jam anymore, and then I will hopefully get a smaller amount of books that I really want to prioritize in the near future. I mean, I don't know if I could do that. If it's like 10 pages, really didn't I would just skim them. But yeah, that must have been a really bad book if you're just like I really don't care. Too many books at once, so that definitely yeah. Okay, that's true. That's true. So that definitely set the mood. Just got back from walking the pub. Aww. Give it some cuddles from all of us. Trying to finish Wrath of the Dragons this afternoon. So close, 46 pages to go. Is that the sequel? I feel like that's the sequel, right? That just came out, I want to say. To the before the year's over. Try it out. I mean, you don't have to get rid of the books. You can just keep them somewhere in a pile and see if you're still interested after a couple of months. And if you are and you want to go back, and if you're like, ah, no, I can't just put it down and not know, then go back. I don't want anybody to feel like they need to DNF. It's just something that I learned that I am more comfortable with now. But there was a time when I couldn't for the life of me DNF, so it's all good. Yes. So I caught up with comments. Thank you all for just being so chatty. Didn't think that would happen today, so thank you. I think this is gonna be my last sprint because it's almost 10 here in Germany. So I feel like maybe I will put it at like 30 minutes. So half past we'll be done, and I will let you guys get back to whatever you're planning to do. Let me also know like where you guys are joining me from. Are you near me? So it's already like late in the day, or are you in the US and you still have a bunch of hours to go? Just let me know. Mm, let me quickly see. There you go. Okay. So I will see you guys in 30 minutes. Okay. Hi, everyone. That was our last sprint. I hope you guys had a good time with it. I did not eat anything, so I need to do that once I finish. But I did reach page 93. So I read 93 pages today. I'm really happy that I finally got a move on with my read along for this. And I'm just so happy. But it was sometimes I was like cringing because of things that are happening and things they already have to endure. Ah, definitely enemies to lovers in this one. And right now, they're at enemies. Okay. Congratulations. So happy that I could help you finish Wrath. That was a big one. Nice. Tell us, did you enjoy it? Did you think it was a good conclusion to the whole series? What are your thoughts? Managed another 4% of my audiobook. Nice. So you're still getting ready for bed, right? You said before that you were moving over to your bedroom. Can't wait to start the next series by John Quinn. Is that the one with the northern inspired one with the dragon? Is it the dragon on the cover? Because I have that one. And yeah, you're gonna have to let me know if you enjoy that one as well. Now I just have to finish Duolingo and go to sleep. Have a good time with Duolingo and then have a good night's sleep. I know it's the same time as is with me, so we're getting up there. And my brain is telling me to also kind of take my time because I have another full day of work tomorrow. So thank you, Sissy, for being here. And let us know if you actually managed to read something or did you just relax during these sprints. It's my first time with live reading sprints. It was so much fun. Thank you. I just love them. I don't know when I started watching them. It must have been a few years ago, and I can't live without them anymore. I have some in the background all the time, and especially like with Patreon reading sprints, where it's not like public sprints, but just with a small amount of people and just with one creator that you kind of follow on Patreon. It's always so much fun and it's funny because Gavin, I'm following him on Patreon, and he does so much with sprints, and I kind of can't live without his Patreon anymore because there's always so much that we do, and yeah, it's always so much fun. So I can highly recommend just checking out other people and their reading sprints, and just see which work for you and where you are like most productive with. And hopefully in the near future, I can do some more sprints and you guys will join me as well. I will definitely let you guys know over on Instagram when the next one will be. And I will definitely put it in the community tab here as well on YouTube. So, and of course, in the different Discords that I am in, I will let you guys know as well. Not the dragon one, A Time of Dread. It's the first book of the next series. Yeah, I saw that one as well. I might even have the ebook for that one. So maybe during the next sprint that I will host, you guys, you can tell me if you started that one. That's why I became a member. I saw all his old sprints on YouTube. Yeah, it's so much fun. You will have so much fun over there with us once he's back. And it's always a bit crazy, but he's just such a good person. So I will see you over there, basically. So I hope you do sprints again soon. Yes, I will. Like I said, it was so crazy to think that the last sprint that I did was over a year ago now. And I've been meaning to get back to them ever since, I think, the beginning of the year. And I just never took the time to really figure out when to do it. So I'm glad that I did this, even though it has been a very long day. But this really gave me energy, and it was always fun to have you in the comments as well. So I think I will let you guys go. If you are somewhere where you still have enough time in the day to read, then I hope you have an amazing read. And for everyone going to bed, have a good night's sleep. And I will see you guys very soon, hopefully. And before then, in my next videos and in other reading sprints. And yeah, I hope you had a good time. See you then. Bye.